You are a company officer, and on the last couple structure fires, it seems that one of your crew members is a little too exuberant while inside and seems to be trashing the furniture in the house.
Hey, Probity, what are you doing in there? What are you doing? I hear all kinds of noise. You're knocking stuff over. The family members are all around and you're creating a big mess. You're making things worse than they already are.
All right, so we've got a house trasher on our hands.
This one here definitely comes up training. It's actually the weak side here. Maybe lack of training. Going over and talking to the firefighter in the scenario, we heard the word probing. So this means that this firefighter is definitely a new guy. He's learning the ropes, and training is what's going to make a difference here. If it is a seasoned veteran that's doing this, which is very unlikely, we're definitely going to have to communicate with that individual and find out why would he be doing something like that. But in this scenario, it is clear that it's basically lack of training or lack of experience on the job. This is the same type of guy that might be coming into an incipient fire and it's going to go ahead and just open up the nozzle, and it's not going to think about conservation of water. And these are things that need to be taught to the firefighters early on in their career. So I think that the officer of the company or even the other more seasoned firefighters can cooperate and talk to this firefighter and maybe point him in the right direction. And the more they train, the better he's going to get. The more he or she is going to improve.
Yeah. I just view it as, not to step on your toes, but just the ultimate lack of respect. I think that, when I go to work, I think that, my job is to take somebody's worst possible day, their worst possible scenario, call you for help. And how should you act if, that was you or that was your family, or if you've ever lost anything or had your house caught on fire, and just to know what it feels like to see, everything that you've worked so hard for up in flames, and, you have somebody having a good time during your worst possible incident. So it's almost like for me, when I arrive on the scene, I think that our focus should be, 1, always maintaining a level of professionalism, 2, putting yourself just out of respect for another human being in their shoes and knowing what it feels like to, be the one that's needing the help. And even on the fire service, we always talk about the big accidents and the big fires, but we want the job and we want the training, and for us it's fun, but just viewing it as the person that's calling you for help, I think is a lack of respect. Yeah.
My bottom line is you always treat that person whose home you're going to like you would treat your mom. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I've always used that as my baseline standard, and how I would want my mom treated. Okay? How I would want her respected, and what I would want done for them. Right. Okay? And that's where you start, and that should be your baseline. Somebody that you love owns that house, right, and you want to treat that house with the respect that that person deserves. And that is what we do. I'll never forget, as a probie in Spanish Harlem, one of the guys looked at me and said, listen, remember, when you go into these buildings, if you destroy these buildings, all you're creating is another vacant building, and we're going to have 10 or 12 or 15 families homeless. Wow. Do the right thing. And that has stuck with me through my entire career. Remember what you're doing for these people, because you are a public servant and you are duty bound to serve the public.
Yeah, you have a great opportunity here to raise the awareness of a member of your team to the importance of the job both when it's rocking and rolling, the fire, all the stuff that's going on, and now we're post-fire. Now, boy, we slow down. Nobody gets hurt during post-fire. The less damage possible gets done, and now we're into let's make things better for these folks because they've just undergone a major trauma. Let's save as much as we can save. I'll never forget going into a little smoky type deal. Looks like normal stuff on the wall, and we find out it was the home of a Tuskegee Airman. And we felt like, all of a sudden, we felt like we were on sacred ground. And afterwards, after we talked about it, it was like, you know, every home we go into for those members is sacred ground. It's their pictures, it's their mementos, it's things they'll never be able to recover. And to treat them in a cavalier manner, and this is a young member, so you know, they don't know any better. We do know better, and as company officers, we train them to know
And
better.
that is the best time to actually mold your firefighters.
Capture them then.
Probate.
Yeah.
Right then and there. The mind is going to be like a sponge at that time in their career, and you know, that is the time where they need to learn. And if they're going to make the mistakes and it becomes a habit, that's when we need to know that we need to stop that habit from happening again.
All right. A lot of good information.